last 2 years, maybe?
Yeah. It's existence, really.
And yeah, so I thought I'd come today and talk about ES6 a bit. I know that Nico's covered the kind of using it in real life a little. And basically I was bored the other day and wanted to build something to try and see if I could do this workshop in a bit of a different format. So I did, and we're going to see how this goes. This could go one of two ways. It could be the best workshop we've ever had. It could also be the worst workshop we've ever had, so it'd be interesting to see how this goes. It's very meta because I built this using ES6, so I thought that was quite cool, and Babel and stuff, so it's kind of cool. But what I all need you to do is go to that URL, which you can just about read. It is bristol-js-es6.surge, surge.sh. Surge, by the way, is brilliant, like free static hosting. So if you just got a folder you want to put on the internet, you can just download the Surge command line client, run Surge, and it just puts it up for you, and it's entirely free and unlimited, and it's amazing for just hosting static projects if you need to share something. So hopefully, if you've managed to read the projector, you should see something that looks somewhat like that, except yours probably looks more like that one. I'm relying on the Wi-Fi here. So the first thing you need to do is just enter your name, so I can stalk you all like this. And yeah, I'm going to minify because it's not the most responsive app in the world. Cool. Anyway, so this is my online environment that I built to hopefully help talk you through some of the features of ES6 in a hopefully interactive type way. We'll see. I was supposed to put a big link on the home page to start, but I've forgotten that. So this is a bit rough around the edges. So along the top we've got a bunch of challenges, if you like, or different features of ES6 that I'd like to introduce you to. And I want you to start, if you start with scopes on the far left, and then at the bottom of each page is a link that takes you to the next one, filled with many witty puns. But what the general thing is, let me just talk you through what's going to go on here, is we have a bunch of challenges on each page. You have some code over here, and this is the code I want you to edit. And we have basically, it's very difficult to make out. On the right hand side you have a box with the expected keys and values, and on the left hand side in your code, each code block is expected to define an object called result, which you can just about make out over there. I'll make that a bit bigger. And effectively your job is to get the values to match up. So as an example, this code, let me just zoom in on this code a minute. So this says if true, var a equals 2, and then it returns an object result where the value will be set to a, which will be the value 3. If we look at what this code is expecting, it's expecting the value to be 3, but we've got a as 2. And then when I hit the big blue evaluate button, we can get an error over here that says I expected value to equal 3 and it equaled 2. So, and it will then tell you you're a failure as well. So your job is to align the result object in the left-hand code with the one that's shown on the right. And by doing so, hopefully meet some features of ES6 along the way. As a side note, this is all open source and online, although Firefox doesn't seem to deal with the changing screen. There's a link at the end to find this. If you fancy looking at a bit more of a bigger ES6 app. This is one, it's also run through Babel using a thing called JSPM and all sorts of stuff, so we can maybe talk about that a bit later. But for now, I'd like you to go on with scopes and see what's going on. If you get stuck at any point, hit the I would like some help, please. I have a secret page over here where it's going to tell me what you do, so as you evaluate things, I'm going to, oh no. I thought I was going to get a link, but I was hoping if I hit I would like some help with that. Okay. So I'll get on with fixing the thing I built.
If you are signed in, then it won't do it. You would need to open a different browser and it will work.
No, it should work. Oh, it's worked on the train. Okay, so if you like some help, tough. Can't get any help. That's using Pusher as well. That was supposed to be the grand reveal. Anyway, so start with scopes, work your way down, and just basically shout out any questions. I wanted this to be more interactive in the sense that you guys do most of it and I sit here and don't do much. So go through it. There's hopefully some text that explains as you go, and obviously please shout if you've got any questions. I'm going to figure out why the I would like some help isn't working.
Is it anything to do with Fisher error account over quota?
Account over quota? Yeah. But they kicked me off. Literally worked for them.
Anything to do with the thing that says do not do this and do that.
Oh, that's like that's only a small security thing. That's
Okay.
fine. I should just get
Definitely a rule breaker.
bastards.
not
I
because you-
literally work for them.
You're going to have
Maybe I have gone over my quota. I have to bump myself on the secret pusher admin that you won't see. Okay, so we'll do it the old-fashioned way. If you need help, please just raise your hand. That's so boring. Let's go. Can't open quota.
So did Pusher a message, an internet message queue?
Yeah, so Pusher is a real-time hosted API. So it's being used to send messages in real time between you and my secret dashboard where I see all the help requests. Except I've used up my Pusher quota. So that's not so good. Oh, this is good. Come on. So anyway, so hopefully while I'm doing this, if you could go over, and so just as a bit of a kind of geeky coolness, all this code is actually being run through Babel in your browser, so it's building on, see, the continuation.
Is there a minimum browser requirement?
Oh, not IE. You need a browser that supports promises.
Okay, so
So if you're an IE person, you need to be Edge. Otherwise, any decent browser. I was going to polyfill promises, but then I decided that if you're an IE,
Chrome 42, so
from what, sorry?
Chrome 42, so
Oh no, you're way off.
yeah.
Chrome 46, please. Firefox 42, or Safari 9, or Opera 33. Yeah, maybe I should have
Because I
polyfilled.
was into 64-bit.
Oh, then you've got bigger problems. You must be able to run one of these browsers. I'm going to have to fix that. Okay, right. I cannot believe my account is unfixed. Have I changed the key? Am I using the wrong method?
Center 64-bit is terrible. You get so far.
Is someone managing to run some of the challenges and get results? Are people doing it? Okay, well, that's good. That's
I'm
nice.
going to put that.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so the free Pusher account only lets there be up to 20 simultaneous connections, and there are more than 20 of you.
Oh.
Oops. Surely if you work there, they can give you a
Yes. But I don't know where the URL is.
So do we have WebSockets open? We're trying to have WebSockets open
Yes.
from the browser, so we're not using just regular HTTP.
No, so those events are actually going through a WebSocket. They're never hitting a server ever if it were to work. They're going between just your browser and my browser through a WebSocket. So there's no
Obviously, they're never
HTTP.
going to push us
No.
hosted stuff.
Well, it goes through Pusher, but it's all WebSockets. There's no HTTP involved. No, so that's why you're getting that authentication error in the console, because I should have the authentication side on the server, such that my Pusher secret key isn't in my browser. But I didn't want to build a server, so I kind of hacked around it for purposes of demonstration. I'm literally going to have to go on the Pusher Slack and ask how to upgrade it. Cool. So is everyone able to run things and see what's happening? If anyone's got any questions about any of the actual challenges, obviously that's the main point of me being here, so please shout
Yeah,
out.
let is actually block scope.
Yes, so let is scoped to a block where a block is curly braces. So inside conditionals or lets or whatever.
Or a function definition.
Yeah, but variables are function scopes. So if you have a let inside a function, it effectively acts the same as a variable. But if you have a let inside a conditional, it won't.
That otherwise is the same as a variable.
Yeah, it's just different scopes. Yeah, it behaves the same way. Avoiding it.
I've seen it before in Perl. Hash slices. Yeah.
Oh, look at that! There you go. So I can see all in real time what you're up to, as of me upping my limit on the pusher admin. So if you do now, so if I go over here and I hit, I would like some help, please. Then over here it's going to. It worked briefly. Okay, fine, that doesn't help. But the activity feed seems to be somewhat working. No, it stopped again. This, by the way, is my bad coding, not Tusha, which is a great product you should all use. Where have people got to?
Object destructuring.
Sweet.
Destructuring range.
Nice. I'm surprised this is horrible. I should also add that all your code changes are going into local storage, so you can refresh and you won't lose anything. Or if you accidentally close a tab, you can come back to it. People want to class. Oh, who's trying to script inject me? I didn't even check that. That would definitely have worked. Did that work? Who did that? Who did that? I don't know. That's a really weird name. Did it work?
No.
No.
And my mum calls me young scripty.
Have you seen the little Bobby drop tables? I really thought that would work, actually. I'm surprised. I definitely haven't defended against that. So.
I tried to put script alert just checking as my introduction on the meetup website, and it wouldn't even print anything out, so no, I was really disappointed. Regarding object destructuring,
Yeah.
do those variables that you create through the let and the curly braces, they have to have the same name as the object attribute, is that right?
Yes, they do. Except there is a syntax that lets you rename them on the fly. But I always forget what it is. So if I take this one, can you read that? Is that readable?
Yeah.
So I think I could make. So the way I expect. So this breaks, right?
Yeah.
The way I would expect you to fix that would be to do. What do I mean? That.
Right.
But, so what we could do instead is pull X off as Y, does that work? No, it's the other way around, Y is X. So that works too. So here we're saying pull Y off the object, but call it the variable X. So you can say, I want to destructure Y from the object, but I want to name the thing as something else. So this could be like, this would be clear, that's foo. And then down here it's foo. But then that will still work because it's pulling Y off the object but renaming it, giving you a variable called foo instead. In practice, I'd never do that. It's just kind of weird and doesn't really makes it's very unclear. But you can rename as you destructure.
And will that take a string as a argument?
Would you, as in here?
Yeah, let's say you have like a unusual, like a
It's
object keyword and then space it.
no. This whatever this is has to be a valid variable name. So it can't have like a spacing or anything.
So if you were say destructuring an object that did have an unusual key with space in it, you'd have to reassign it to
Oh, I see
a
what you
valid
mean.
variable name, which is that's
the use case with this.
Yeah.
Let's find out. Yeah. No.
Oh, you got an underscore in there.
Oh yeah, thank you. Oh yeah, that does work. So there you go, I've learned something as well. So that would be probably the only time I would ever use that thing.
Yeah, it's useful like, so you're retrieving data from an API.
Yeah, so I actually have, I was playing around with this ages ago, and I have a GIF because I thought this was really cool actually. I called it omg.js. So you can do like really mega destructuring. So say you're calling this function foo with an object, and this is basically what the Twitter API gives you. So the text is the actual tweet, but then like the actual name of who tweeted it is in the user object, then called screen underscore name, and then it's like Jack.
Yeah.
So I want to like take that in as an argument to a function and destructure it so I get the text and the screen name out. And I can do it like that. So what that does is it like destructures the text, and then it goes, right, go into the user object, find the screen name property, but rename it to screen name, in camel case, and give that to me. So then it logs out like text and screen name, and it gets hello world object. So you
Why
can like.
there's no user object.
I would
Just throw an error.
no. The default with object destruction, if they fail, is to return undefined. So I would expect that to return undefined as well, but I'm not 100% certain. But like again, this is just more confusing than anything else, really. But it's kind of cool that we can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I lie awake about at night. Says more about me. Cool. Who's the third? Still functions. What's a failures? Dan, good work, Dan. Just got a pass. Oh, I can't. You failed.
Yeah, okay.
This app, a couple of days, I think I started Thursday morning and finished it. Yes, well, mostly yesterday, but I've been hacking on it. It's actually like surprisingly easy to just pull this through Babel. It's a bit dodgy because I'm having to like eval JavaScript in the browser, but yeah, all this is like online. Where is it? There's the evaluator JS that runs all this code. So like it transpiles your code, wraps it in some stuff, and then runs it by doing like new function string of code to execute, which is a bit fun. So if I go, so this could be way clearer. This one. So make promise is this gives me that promise that will resolve to 2. If I can pass in that value to the next thing in the change. If I say x here, instead of returning 3, I'll return x plus 1.
Yeah.
And then here I can take in an x, which is now 3, and do x plus 1, and that could be 4. I can take an x again and do x plus 1. And this will hopefully give me, it gives me 5, and we want 6. But this shows that like these values, the 2, they all get passed into the next thing in the chain. This is more useful if you've got to do like 3 asynchronous things, but you need the result of 1 to do the next.
Yeah.
Like, do this async thing, and then do this other async thing, but with the return value for the other one. So rather than this, isn't there a website like callbackhell.com? There was at one point, yeah. So literally a website. It's like callbackhell means because you need async things to rely on other async things, you end up in this like the right-hand pyramid of doom. And promises help us avoid that by letting us use like chain of asynchronous things. I wrote an article actually on this.